When I started Thomas Talks, I had an intention to be as real and as raw as possible. The past few weeks, I haven't put out any episodes, which I am very disappointed about because I haven't necessarily been achieving my goal. I'm just gonna say it right now. This episode is going to be about what I'm struggling with right now. I wasn't even planning on doing a Thomas Talks. I had the morning that I had this morning, and I was just like, dude, like, I have to talk about this because I think everyone struggles simultaneously. I think everybody is always constantly battling something. I can't really think about a time in my life where everything was perfect. I honestly think that that's just an illusion. The struggle is something that we all deal with. Part of battling the struggle is acknowledging it. I'm graduating from college in a little over a month. Like, I'm really trying to enjoy being a college student while it's here because I know that I'll never have this experience again. But being in college right now is honestly one of the biggest struggles that I'm dealing with. The classes that I'm in are stressing me out like crazy. I kind of feel like my life is at a little bit of a standstill because I want to do so much. Like, I want to keep creating. I want to prioritize making my films and making my videos and working with new people. But I have to wake up and I have to go to these classes and it just sucks the soul out of me. And I think a lot of people feel that way. Or maybe it's a job that they just absolutely hate, or it's a person that they're dealing with in their life. For whatever reason, there's life circumstances that occur that can really just make you feel horrible. At the end of the day, I'm incredibly grateful. The struggle that I have is such an amazing opportunity to get a film degree. I understand that my situation is like a lottery ticket in comparison to so many people, but I think there are elements from my situation that really can apply to anybody. I think the biggest one is just like what to do within the struggle, what to do when maybe you don't even have a choice. The first thing that I'm being really cautious about right now in this kind of weird funk that I'm in is the content that I'm absorbing. So whether that's a book you're reading, the music you're listening to, the videos you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, films on Netflix, Hulu, whatever, you really don't realize it until you actually start prioritizing consuming good stuff, how much of an impact what you consume on a day-to-day basis has on your mood and how you get through the rest of your day. And a really great example of that for me is I have been just listening to constant Beatles music. I got a Beatles album for like the past 2 weeks, just on repeat every day. Abbey Road. It is just such a monumental piece of music history, and listening to it, it's almost like you're listening to music at a higher frequency, and you're listening to passionately made art that not only positively impacts you, but there's millions of people that band in particular has positively impacted, and that's such a powerful thing. And I've gone through stages where I've been depressed and I've been sad, and I'm like, okay, I gotta listen to depressed music, I gotta listen to sad music, I gotta listen to hard rap to get me out of bed. Maybe in the moment you're like, wow, like, yeah, this, I really relate to this. But if you listen to it too much, it becomes your train of thought. Your thoughts by default kind of become these more depressed and more of these sad things. And a lot of it is because you're just listening to sad music or absorbing sad or depressed content. I genuinely have seen a huge difference in my mood in just prioritizing better content. The second thing that I've been doing is I've also really been doing what I want to do, which for me is create art. If you have any artistic capacity, you draw or you make music or you make films and videos, really whatever it is, I really think it's such a healthy thing to do, especially when you're in a rut. It's a way to express your emotions. It's a way to point some negative energy towards something positive. And then it becomes really exciting because I just love sharing my perspective to other people. And I love it when somebody has a positive viewing experience after watching something of mine. Whether it's for your own enjoyment or a close friend of yours, or if it's for a large mass of people, if that's your goal, whatever it is, I just think creative expression in any sort of way can really help get that negative mojo and that negative energy kind of out of your system and into something else that's productive and meaningful. If you've never tried art, if you're someone who's watching this and you've never explored with your own creativity, I would say try. It can literally be anything. Just start writing words on a piece of paper, whether it's a story, your own reflection, whatever. And I think that just the release of that can make a world of difference. Giving yourself the opportunity to express yourself is never really a bad idea. The last thing, and I think this is super critical, is whatever situation you're in, whatever mistakes you've made, whatever anxiety that you're dealing with, please talk to yourself positively. Do not talk down to yourself, because if you talk down to yourself, that becomes your reality. It's when the negative self-talk comes into play where things become 10 times more difficult. The situation is no longer just external, it becomes internal. That's a tough mountain to climb. I think a lot of that just starts with positive reinforcement for yourself, even when you're having a tough time. The struggles that I'm in right now are not a fact of my life. It's the current situation that I'm in. Being able to decipher those two things really starts with how you approach it mentally and how you think about it. Am I thinking about this as I'm in this situation because it's my fault? It's a fact of just me existing that I live in bad situations? Or is it this is the circumstance that I'm in because I'm trying to achieve this, or I need to complete this? It's not me that is defined by this situation, but it is me within this situation, and I define how I get through it. And you might find your way out of it a lot sooner if you don't let it define you. I feel like difficult situations are just unavoidable in the human experience. If more of us prioritize being kind to ourselves and being kind to the people around us, then all of our situations, to an extent, can just become a little bit better. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. My hope is that I'm approaching an upswing. So I guess what I need to do is I need to go listen to some Beatles music and really try to like recoup my mental. This stuff is real life. I'm not gonna hide from it. Like it's tricky. It's really tough, and it gets in the way of everything you do. This senior year, like, it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun moments, but I gotta keep it real. Like, it's been really hard. Better days are gonna come. There's gonna be a day where I'm gonna look back on this video, or I'm gonna think back on this time, and I'll likely say to myself, if only I knew how good it was going to get for me after. And I think having that as a thought now really predicts how it'll end up. If you're personally dealing with something right now, I just want to say that genuinely, I hope that you love yourself, because you absolutely should love yourself. I would predict that somebody loves you more than you have the ability in your current state to realize. It's okay. It's okay to be in a spot in your life where you're not happy. And the more love that you can offer yourself and the people around you, I almost promise, the better your situation will start to evolve around you. I think it really opens up our eyes when we realize that a lot of this stuff, we're kind of in it together. Cliche with High School Musical, we're all in this together, but for real, to an extent, we really are all in this together. And I think it's super important that we support each other. It's extra important that we emphasize self-love and self-respect for ourselves, which then translates into respect for everyone around us. So I love y'all. Thank you again. Don't forget how dope you are. All right, peace.